Welcome back, crew. Welcome back to another episode. It's been a while, but I am about 20 kilometres south of Geraldton. I am actually, as you can see behind me, I am at the Pioneer Cemetery. So as you can sort of see behind me here, there's a little bit of the cemetery there and further up here. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually walk, and you can see those pines off in the distance there. We're going to walk to the other side of that, which is the Roman Catholic side, and then we're going to walk back this way. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of the cemetery itself and the area. Then we're just going to go around to a few of these graves, and I'm just going to sort of explain a few things. Not a lot of it's all great, but that's part of the history, I guess, when of Pioneer settlement. So let's just go for a walk. I'll take you up there and we'll explain a few things on the way out. Such a beautiful evening as well. It's just about sort of on sunset, as you can sort of see at the moment. Perfect time to do this, but this you can see here, this is actually the Greenough Pioneer Cemetery itself. This first opened up in 1853, and it was basically the first established cemetery for the Greenough region, for Geraldton itself. The last plot that was ever used was in 1974, and I'll sort of show you guys a lot of that later on, but at the moment we're just going to go up to the Roman Catholics and start there. Alright, so we're just going to go for a little walk around the Roman Catholic side. There's not a heap of stones, graves here, so we'll just go for a little wander. We'll have a look around. Off in the distance, just there, you can see that building sticking out of the bushes. If you have watched some of my other episodes, that one was the Greenough Hotel that I did. So that's how close it was, and when I said I had to walk for a graveyard, this is the graveyard here. Alright, so straight away, this one here. Now, this is Mary Fallon. Mary died, she was only 19 years old. She actually drowned, and she was taking over to, that's the old Greenough Hamlet settlement over there where you can see all the buildings are. There is a church there, it's called St. Peter's. That's where Mary actually died, over at the church there, and she was buried here. Got this big one here. Now, I did mention, this is Thomas Walsh and Esther Walsh. I did also mention these two on the Greenough Hotel episode. Thomas actually used to manage that hotel, and his young daughter, which was only 10 years old, she actually died of quinsy, which is an abscess of the throat. So both of those two are here. I'm not too sure about the wife. I don't know what happened to her, but such a beautiful evening out here. So this, like I said before, this was one of the first major cemeteries for Geraldton. The next one that really sort of opened up was about 9 years later, and it was further in town. It was the Apex Pioneer Cemetery. I probably will cover that one later in a different episode, but just for now we're just doing the Greenough one. Who have we got here? John McDonald. Alright, John McDonald, he actually drowned in the Greenough River in 1884. It's not too much information about that. He was 45 years old. There's a lot of people that actually drowned in the river itself, but that will also be on another episode. Alright, so there's not too much more. You can sort of see the one right over in the bush there. That is a bishop or a priest, I'm pretty sure, but they have got little benches over there, so you can come and sit down and whatnot. The top one, Charles James, drowned in the flood. Now, I guess there was a few people that they sort of didn't mention. I thought it was just mostly those four, but as you can see, 1888, that's the date. So I'm not really too sure. Maybe and he's sort of separated from the others as well. But as you can see, like this is like a huge big bit of concrete, which is a bit weird, I think, when considering, you know, we've got the older ones of the stone mounds, and then you've got like these burial plots here. You've also got like the gated ones, the ones in like a bed, a ceremonial bed or whatever they call it. But then you get to this one, and it's just all flat concrete, and that goes right to the end of this one, which is John McDonald. But I thought he just died in the river, not in the actual flood. Well, no, that's different again. Sorry, that's my mistake. That one's 1884, and then that one's Charles Jones, 1888. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't know. I just find it weird that all this concrete's here. That's all. But we'll go take a walk. We'll go back to the other side, and I'll go through. There's a lot more to go through there, so I do want to start going through that before the sun goes down. So we'll cruise over that side. They have got like little, you know, gazebos and stuff to go sit at. It is fairly well maintained here. It's a long way out of town. There is, see off in the distance, there's like a caretaker's house. They sort of stay here a fair bit. All right, where to start? I guess we'll go up here and work our way down. There's quite a few I want to go through up this way, so there's a lot more stones here. I think they said there was about 3,000. A lot of it's obviously been like these ones here, like they don't have any names or anything. There's a few further up into the bushes here that have just been lost. So you can sort of see like that there's quite a few in this area. So I'll show you this one quickly. That's when I said there's a few in the bush. I don't know if you can see over there, right there. That one's sort of been lost, and there's a few more like that. But anyway, I'll take you over here, and I'll show you a few of these ones and a bit about the history on them. Alright, so this one we're looking at here, this is Nora Savage. I don't know if you can make that one out. Nora was only 3 years old, and in 1923 there used to be a little school further out of town, and it was called the South Greenough School. She attended that. Her father used to also manage the school and teach there as well. On 11:30 a.m. in the morning, there used to be a well that was also out the back of the actual school. I'm not sure what was going on that day. There was like a function or a social event or something, so everyone was sort of attending that. Nora actually went out to the back of the school. There's a church which is still there now, St. James Church, but Nora fell into the well. She wasn't found for quite a few hours. Everyone was looking for her. It was like a massive search to actually find Nora. When somebody looked in the well, they actually seen her bonnet that was actually floating in the water. That bonnet is actually on display at the Greenough Gardens Museum, which is just probably about 16 k's south of Geraldton, I think, roughly. So that's a pretty tragic story, that one. I mean, death is tragic in itself, really, isn't it? Alright, we're going to go over here. Looks like they've done a bit of a clean-up, actually. It's good, because I know during winter it all the weeds and everything, and it gets pretty overgrown, so it's nice to see that it's being maintained again. Okay, this one, where are we? Reginald Walter. Alright, so Reginald, he was 20 years old, and on the 23rd of March in 1926, Reginald was out at Walkaway. There's an area out there where people sort of go swimming and whatnot. There's like a bit of a dam, a pool they call it, Ellendale Pool. But Reginald was actually shot by a guy whose name was Tom Shaw, and Reginald was sort of classified as the first murder victim for the area, for I guess like Geraldton itself. So not really great, but that's Reggie. He apparently the first murder victim of our area. Alrighty, we're gonna go for a bit of a walk over this way. Oh, look at that. Might even have to take a photo of that one. Alrighty, so we're gonna weave our way down a little bit more, and we're gonna stop at this one. Alright, so this grave in front of me, this is Charlotte Ellen Hayden. She was only 12 years old, and on the 20th of February in 1890, she was actually struck by lightning. Now, she used to live with her auntie back further on the flats with her, and her auntie's name was Mrs. Warriner. Mrs. Warriner actually lived next door to Catherine Bridgman. Now, Catherine was one of the ones that died in the 1888 floods. I will show you the flood memorial just in a second after this one. But to get struck by a lightning must have just been a horrible thing. And it's not heard of as well. That there's nobody else in the history from the settlement of Geraldton that was actually, struck by lightning. Alright, here we are here. Alright, so in 1888 there was a massive flood. The floodwaters, they came right up and covered the whole of these coastal plains here that go all the way up, 15 kilometres that way, and then probably another 10 kilometres that way, and we're talking like from the foothills on this side all the way across. And you can see the mountain range on that other side there. That's where the water was. Like, it was in the deepest parts. It was very deep. But what I want to show you here is the actual memorial for the actual flood victims. So this is a dedication to those people that were lost in the actual flood. So the two that you can see either side here. So this one and this one, that was Isabella and Thomas Cole. Obviously this one here we can see is Catherine Bridgman. She was found about 300 metres from her home. She got swept out and she was found in a tree. She also had a Malay servant working for her at the time, who stood on the kitchen table and basically used his head as battering ram to actually get the kids out and save them. But in that process, Catherine was actually washed out. So, and this one here, and I think he should have a plaque or something, but this one is actually William Bone. Now, William Bone was also one of the four victims of that flood. William was up a little bit further. I showed you the Greenough Hamlet up on that side. So he was actually up there near the police station, and he set off on a horse looking for his kids because his kids were lost. And basically the waters got the horse. So I think the horse threw him off, and then he sort of went over a fence or near a fence and was actually just swept away and drowned. So that's William Bone. We've got Catherine Bridgman, and then Thomas and Isabella Cole are these two here. So these ones are the four victims of the flood of 1888. Alright, so we'll move on to the next one, because it's going to get dark pretty shortly. It's probably a little bit hard to see. I'll try to zoom in. a little bit for you guys. So we're looking at this one here. Now that's Isaac Patience. There is, oh sorry, that's probably better to zoom in here. Hang on. So Isaac, that's the one we're looking at. Alright, I'm glad I got this telescopic thing. I definitely don't want to jump in and obviously just disturb the actual graves itself. That's a bit disrespectful. Basically, Isaac was with his friends on the 5th of November in 1878. Now, for yous that really don't know that date, that's what they call Guy Fawkes Night. He was with his mate and they were sort of playing around with some guns and explosives, and as you do on that night. Unfortunately for Isaac, one of the carbine that he was playing around with actually discharged and blew out a section of his thigh, and he was rushed across the road to his dad's house. Now his dad's place is called the Rock of Ages. You can actually look that up. It's across from the Mayleys homestead, which is actually the Greenough Gardens Museum. Isaac was only 17 years old. Unfortunately, they couldn't save him. Like the wound was too great. He bled out and actually died. As you can see, this is his grave. But that's the tragic story of Isaac. So I'm not sure if they still celebrate any of that here in, well, even Australia. I had to do a bit of research on that. Where are we going next? Oh, over here. All right. Okay. So to this big one. That's where we're going. Oh, so beautiful here, eh? It's nice to just come out and just sit and chill in these things. Alrighty, here we are here at the Clarksons. Alright, I'll try to zoom in a little bit for you. So we have William and Henry James. Alright, these two were brothers. Now, they were cattle drovers. They basically used to drive the cattle from Albany, which is south in WA, very, very south, all the way up to Geraldton, and then further up north to like the Kimberley sort of area as well. They were doing this, they were about, I think, 500 kilometres from Geraldton, roughly north. Now, they got up to a place which is called Hawley's Well, which is basically just a stop for pioneers in that area to be able to get water for the horses and the cattle and for themselves as well. But they went missing, so they sort of sent a whole search party out to look for them. Also, they had two other brothers that joined in the search. Their names was Edward and Robert. So it was about 2 months later, while they're still searching, like search parties, they came across a pocket watch, which I believe was from one of the two brothers here, like William and Henry. They found a saddle and a few other items from them. They actually found a horse carcass, and they also found next to the horse, like the dead horse, they found a note. The note said, "I could not get her any further without giving her a spell. I will try to get to the well and return if I can." And that was William that wrote that one. He passed away in his sleep just due to like dehydrate, and he didn't have any water. He basically just sort of died in his sleep. William was the first one that was found. It was about 9 days later into the search up there from Hawley's Well. 9 days later, they actually found Henry's body. He was actually in a totally different position to what William was found out. Now, William was found covered with bushes. His abdomen was cut open and all his intestines were removed. And also a lot of his meat was actually stripped off of the bone, like to the bones, like the thighs were gone. He was basically in a real mess. So he was definitely, they assumed he was definitely killed by natives. As it says on the actual grave there, you could probably read that, killed by natives. Now they did a autopsy of both of them, as you normally do. They found a couple of suspects, but in the end nobody was actually charged, which is a bit horrible. So, but that is a quick rundown on the Clarksons. All right, dude, that sun's setting quick, isn't it? All right, John Stephen Maley. Now, probably if you're watching this, a few of you might actually know his name. All right, so John Stephen Maley was born in Albany in WA in Western Australia here on the 5th of April in 1839. John basically started out like building bridges, and he worked on a few steam ferries that were operating on the Swan River. He also assisted Richard Jewell with rebuilding the actual causeway that's down in the centre of Perth, which was a major construction bonus for people of that area, because it was used to join two areas of Perth at that time together. During the opening of the actual causeway, now that the governor at that time, his name was John Hampton, and John Hampton was the one that was actually doing the opening ceremony for the causeway. In 1867, that's when this was happening. John Maley actually jumped on his horse and he actually went across just before the opening of it, and basically caused a huge stir between I guess like the governors and all the people that had attended this opening ceremony. So he was quite famous for that. Now John, he was very much into like family and building. He built the first two-story homestead here, which was the Gardens Museum, the Geraldton Greenough one that I mentioned before. He also built the first bridge using convict labour. That was in Greenough as well. I will cover that one in another episode. He built the first flour mill, and he also built the Golden Sheaf Hotel as well. He married Elizabeth Waldeck in 1862, and Elizabeth actually won first prize at the Floral Art Exhibition in 1898. So between John and Elizabeth, they actually had 9 sons and 5 daughters. Then John died on the 28th of December in 1910, as you can sort of see on the grave there. So there's a few more that I just want to quickly cover before we get out of here. While I was up here, anyone write in the comments down below, but it's the only one. Does anyone know why they would face a stone the opposite direction? As you can see, it's facing that way, but if I go back here, all the others face the other direction. So if anyone knows why they used to do that, like face them that way, can someone write down in the comments for me so I can actually see? Alright, I was actually trying to find a grave here. I found the Connollys, but I was actually trying to find a name by the name of Anne Connolly, just to show you guys. But Anne was actually the first woman to actually take up ownership of land here on like the Greenough Flats. I'm not sure where hers is. It says it's around here, but I can't find it. So it could be one of these. Like, see here, like these are sort of a bit decayed and there's no stone. Because there's Joseph. There's a few Connollys here. I just can't find where hers is actually. There's Joseph, Emma, John Maitland. So this is another historical figure here, John Maitland. There's so many of them. Like I can't go through every single one of them. William Criddle. A lot of these are pioneering families, like the Maleys, the Criddles, the whole lot of them. This is why we're here, is because people chose to come here and actually start a life. But I'm not too sure, because that says 1893. I was under the assumption that maybe there's a different James Adlam. I was actually under the assumption that James Adlam was 1853 and he was the first entrant into this cemetery. Henry Can't. But it also could be one of these ones. There was another mention of I think a 3-year-old named Elizabeth Lintott. And I think it's one of these. If it's Elizabeth, it could be one of these early ones, even under the tree. I think that's where they first started. But you know, you sort of had to have a bit of money also to be able to give them people like a gravestone, like a headstone like this. Not everybody had money back then. As you can sort of see, like, you know, that was about it, like a little burial plot, which that actually looks pretty small, eh? That could even be number one. They don't have any markings on these little foot bits. Maybe that could be number one. I'm not so sure. But anyway. All right. Now I mentioned at the start when I first came in that the date that this place opened, and also the last date, which was 1974. So I'm just going to quickly end this video and show you this one here. So this was Bernard Clinch. He was the very last person to be actually buried at the Pioneer Cemetery itself. So that date there, that's when he died. That's the last entry for this cemetery. Alright, stay tuned if you guys want to see me come back here. I'm going to come back at night, by myself obviously, because that's what I do. But I'm going to come back here and do a bit of a, you know, just a camera setup and just spirit box and a few other things, and just see if there is anyone here, if there's any spirits, if anyone wants to communicate, just sort of see what I can get. So stay tuned for that one. Alrighty, so as you can see, it's 8:30. It's still nearly 30 degrees. Like it's quite warm, eh? But yeah, we're just heading back out to the Pioneer Cemetery, so still be another 10 minutes. I'll get set up and then we'll go from there. See you shortly. See, told you guys I'd be back. You didn't believe me, eh? I'm back at the Pioneer Cemetery and I'm basically at the front gates right here. That's I'm using the brick wall for this camera. But hang on, wait a minute. I don't think all of you guys have subscribed to my channel, eh? Can you go down the bottom right now, hit like, subscribe. You can comment and say, Jacko, you're doing a great job. I love all your videos. Can't wait to see the next one. So once you guys have done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get set up with a few little bits of equipment out here in the cemetery. Then I'm going to go out. What was it? Fire out. Felt like somebody just rushed up behind me. That was a little bit weird. Anyway, I'm going to get set up and then we'll go back to the investigation. All right, we're just going to go for a quick walk. I do have my little EMF here. I've also got some like the motion sensor balls. I'm going to set them up as well. I'm just not sure where to set them up. Oh, I'm already getting a couple of flickers. I have set up some infrared trail cameras as well. I'm just gonna one of my cameras is there. Maybe I was getting some flickers. tell you guys right now, it's a completely different feel at night, and especially by myself. Like, there we go. Right, what I might do is these motion balls, I might actually set them up. So here's, well, Charlotte's. Is that you, Charlotte? Is that, are you around here? Is that why this is going off? Because I've got some toys here, Charlotte, that I'm just going to leave around. If you'd like to touch them and make them light up, that'd be cool. So I've got them here. Hang on. So guys, these are like a little motion ball. They work on the basis of, you know, it's basically a cat toy. When your cat touches it, they light up like this. So what I'm going to do is I've got a few of them. It's a bit hard to see them, but anyway, I've got a few of these. So what I might do is I might just leave them around the grave here somewhere. We'll just find somewhere, put one there. So as you can see, once that stops, hang on. All right, put one there. That's two. And we've got third one here. We'll put that one here. There we go. Alright, so technically if something moves them, they will actually go off. Alright, so K2 is still going. We'll just do a little walk around with the K2. Just see if we get any spikes on it. There's a little bit just then. What is that noise, man? Sounds like somebody walking. Is there somebody else here with me? Hey, if Charlotte's here, can you move one of those little toys I've got? Make one of them go off? Are you here, Charlotte? Nope. I do also have, it's a bit hard to see, over there is the flood memorial. So I've actually got a camera set up on that as well. It's just a motion trail camera. I've got two. That way if something happens sort of out of view, I'll capture it. Oh, that's getting strong. Charlotte, if you're here, can you move one of those sensor balls, those like they're toys? Can you move one of them on the ground for me? I hope I brought enough batteries though. Always like charge everything up, but just sometimes it just gets drained. Look, my goodness, look at the size of these rabbit holes, man. Far out. You actually got to watch where you're going. It's getting a little bit of flickers. I did want to do this a little bit later on, but I've checked the weather. The weather is not, it gets really, really windy. And for you that sort of don't know Geraldton or Western Australia, at the moment in Australia right now, we're currently in a heat wave. We've been getting up to 40, 48, 50 degree days. It's just been absolutely ridiculous. It's made it really hard for me to get out and actually do anything. And when it's not 40 degrees, it's blowing 45, 50 knots. Like it's just... Alright, I have got a... where are we here? So I have got the REM pod. I'm going to flick that on and get that set up. Alright, so the REM pod is there and active. I've still got the little motion balls there. I might just move this camera though. Sound like somebody's over here, eh? Oh, there's something going on over here. I don't like the sound of it. But anyway. Alright, so I've got the REM pod here. We'll see if we can get any responses from the REM pod. Charlotte, if you're here, can you touch one of these devices I've got? They'll just light up. They're only toys. They're not going to hurt you. Or if anyone else is here. If anyone else is here, can you touch one of these little toys I've got? Make them light up. I'm only here to communicate, guys. And girls, I guess. If somebody else is here, would you like to come out and talk? There's weird sounds and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to capture it all on audio. But I do have like you can see my REM pod here. So I'm trying to get some responses out of my REM pod at the moment. It's dark. It's not very comforting. I should be at home, but here we are. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and get some responses from something, I guess. I did actually bring in one of my early videos. I did like an unboxing of a monitor, like a baby monitor. I did actually bring that, so I will get that out tonight and use it and see if I can actually get some responses. That was weird. All right, let's go. I might just go take a quick walk over to Reginald's grave and see if I can get her any responses there. I feel like there's someone watching though. I hate that feeling. Like I shouldn't have to get that feeling. Alright, let's go over to Reggie's. If these light up, that camera there will capture it. So alright, let's go take a walk, eh? Careful not to walk on somebody else's grave. Definitely don't want that. So Reggie's is just here. This is Reginald. There we are. Alright. We'll put that there. We'll see if we can get any responses. Reggie, are you here? Can you come and touch this device? It lights up. That way I can tell that you're here. Can you do that, Reg? It sucks that you know that sound? Oh, there it is, hang on. There. You know that sound when people have those like corduroy jeans? And they walk with them and that's that noise? Oh, what is that? Alright, hang on. Alright, Reggie. Are you here? Can you make this device here light up for me, mate? sounds like it just... Wow, that was really weird, eh? It sounded like somebody just walked and like sort of went up through here. Like, that's the noise. It was like, you know, when you walk with pants, like... That was really weird, eh? Like, I could have sworn that was somebody just then. Right. Are you going to light that up for me, Reg, or not? We know that Tom shot you. Tom Shaw. Reg, why did he shoot you, mate? Was it an accident? Like, did you do something wrong, or what happened? I'm just trying to understand here. That's all. Not here to cause any harm or anything. Are you around? Can you make this light up a bit? What the frig is that noise, man? Oh, there. Was that you, Reg? Reg, do it again. Reg, come and touch this again. Far out, just missed it, eh? Reg, can you make this light up? This little device? You just did it. There. That's it, mate. Yeah, I can see it. We're communicating, man. That's us communicating, Reggie. If you're touching that, I can see that. That's awesome, man. Thank you for touching that. Could you make it light up a little bit more though? Reggie, could you make this light up a little bit more than what you just did? You're gonna have to use a bit of energy, that's all. Oh, I've got some wicked ringing in my ears. Oh wow, that's... What about here? What about if we put it here, mate? On that bit. Alright. Could you make that light up, Reg? You're gonna have to try pretty hard. Reggie. Reginald. No. He's not gonna do it. Come on, Reg. I've been here before, you know my voice. Nah, he's not gonna do it. Alright, let's take a walk back down. We'll try. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, see, getting little flickers here and there, but obviously not enough. I don't know if you guys can see on here. See my little battery? There we go. Battery low. Everything was actually charged when I came out here. And what's it been? Probably 5 minutes, 6 minutes or something, maybe 7. And that's that's now saying completely drained. So I actually need to go swap that out with, if we can get that off. Alright, so I've just switched out my little camera because the other one was, well, the battery got drained so quick on it. And that's what spirits do. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but spirits will actually harness that energy source from anything, from your mobiles, cameras, anything they can sort of draw power from, to be able to like project or present themselves. But I haven't had the REM pod go off yet, or the motion balls, and this here's been pretty quiet too, so I might get rid of the K2. I am going to set up, I have the baby monitor for voicing, so I'm going to set that up right now. Once I do that, we'll get back to it. Charlotte, can you talk? Can you talk into that device? I'll hear your voice if you do. What, I heard something, almost sound like a horse. Charlotte, can you talk through that little white device on the ground? See the green light? Can you talk through it? Or the I mean, you can probably see them there, the trucks on the highway, they're so noisy. If it wasn't for the trucks, like it'd be literally, well, I was going to say dead quiet, but that's probably a bad pun. It would be extremely quiet. Whoa, what's that? Sounds like someone walking again. I mean, I was going to say I'm spewing this hasn't gone off, but I think in reality, like, you know, if somebody actually spoke through this, don't get me wrong, like it would, my first thing would be like, not fear, I'd be scared. Maybe not scared, it'd just be more of a surprise. This is not an app, it's not a ghost hunting device. Like, this is exactly what it's designed to do, is just communicate one end to the other. So yeah, see all the trucks are. Alright, we'll get rid of this one because obviously she doesn't want to talk through it. Alright, everyone's pretty familiar with spirit boxes. Nowadays you can get apps on your phone like Spirit Talker, Necrophonic, all those sort of apps. I'm using, it's a bit hard to see, hang on. So I'm using the SB7, which is an actual white noise generator for spirit communication. If you're not familiar with what I'm doing, I have just got a portable speaker attached to that. We're going to try and do a little bit of communication, see if somebody wants to communicate. And then we'll wrap this up and we'll call it a night, I think, because I've checked the weather for Geraldton, and the later it gets is we're actually going to get some bad weather coming, so I really want to get back to town before that hits, because I've still got 20 k's drive back home. Alright. Is there anybody here that would like to communicate through this device? Can you come and talk through this device in my hand? So you guys can see those numbers on the screen moving. What that's doing is it's going through all the band frequencies and just basically picking them all out. Is there anyone here that would like to communicate? You can come and use this device. Can you come and talk through this device I've got? Oh, very slightly. So we'll go for a little walk with it. Is there anyone here that would like to communicate? Do you want to talk through this device that I've got? Whoa. And as you can see by the video, I have not touched that with my thumb. The button is there on the top. That's just completely stopped. Oh, that's drained as well, guys. You're kidding. Wow. How quick was that? That was, what, 3 minutes and 24 seconds or something? That's unbelievable. First my little camera, that got drained pretty quick, like 6 minutes. And now this. So I might as well just shut that off. I just want to see. Oh yeah, look at that. That's drained as well. That's incredible. I don't know how well you can see it. You can see in that top right hand corner, see the battery? That's almost completely drained as well. So that's two of these little cameras. That didn't last very long at all. And I'm surprised the REM pod's still going. I mean, something here is draining my equipment. Wow, that's phenomenal. And I don't know what battery power my phone's got. I'll have a look in a second. Hang on. Yeah, look, any time that I get equipment drain or failure or any of that sort of stuff, I definitely would associate that with spirits using that to harness their power, their energies, to help manifest, and just basically it's basically like an energy source for them. But just tonight, like I experienced like a lot of that. I haven't had that happen for a long time, so I'm definitely going to say with the two cameras and the spirit box thing, like I'm definitely going to say there was something there that was draining my equipment. Yeah, all right. So I just had a look at my phone. That's got 75%, and it's not too bad, but that's still a fair drain on my phone as well. For how long I've been here, I haven't been filming for hours and hours. Like, what's the time now? It's nearly 9:45. I think I got here at 8:30 or something. little bit after. But alright, so I'm going to shut that one off because that's pretty well drained, and I'll get rid of that. I'll get the other cameras, and I think with all the equipment drained, I think I'm just going to call it. Like that's pretty much going to be about it, I reckon. Whoa, what the frig was that? That sounded like somebody. So that's my light on full blast, and I'm guessing I don't have much power left in that one as well. I'm just going to turn that back down again. Yeah, alright. Alright, so for a lot of my investigations, look, I don't always use like these apps like Necrophonic and Spirit Talker and all those things to do the investigations. A lot of the time I just go back to basics, and I just like to use like my EMF, EVP, and that's it. So that's for this one. That's what I did, and I tried something a bit different with the baby monitor. Didn't get anything out of it, but look, gave it a go. Alright crew, thanks for watching this episode. I did hear a few things like footsteps and whatnot. I don't know what I caught, like E&E EVPs or anything. I'm going to have to go back and have a look on my videos and stuff, but thanks for watching this episode, and stay tuned for the next one, and stay spooky guys. See you later.